Welcome inside Labatt Memorial Park, London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
Majors win! The Majors walk it up!
We're doing great. I feel amazing.
Hit well to left field. Going back. Do you believe it? He's hit it out. Marching towards third. Here's the relay from Hernandez. Not in time.
Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park. Boy, it is a great day for some Sunday baseball. It is very, very hot at Labatt Memorial Park, but we got a great matchup for you here today between the visiting Hamilton Cardinals and the London Majors. Now, believe it or not, these two teams have not faced each other yet this season. The Hamilton Cardinals are 9-7 on the year, 3-4 on the road. They've been led by their dominant starting pitching. Their starting staff has an ERA of 3.06. They've given up the fewest runs in the CBL. As for the London Majors, they have just been rolling and rolling, 14-5, 8-1 in this ballpark. That is the best in the CBL as well. They've been led by their dominant offense like they've been doing all season, a team average of 332 and an OPS of 929. But without further ado, it's time for some baseball. Let's send it up to the gentleman who will call this game, Mark, Pare and Owen Taylor. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Evan. And yes, here in the broadcast booth, filling in for Dylan Baker. Gets to go to the NHL draft, so I got to fill in for him. I'll do my best. Obviously, Owen here is a mainstay here in London. And Owen, when you take a look at the matchup between these two teams, it's probably the two best pitching staffs in the CBL, and two teams that, I mean, when you look at London, it felt like the experts kind of underestimated them coming into the regular season. Well, they're showcasing why that they are one of the best teams in the CBL right now. But when you look at the other side, the Hamilton Cardinals, kind of middle of the pack team. Yes, they're in that spot right now, but it feels like I don't think people are talking about the Hamilton Cardinals enough. I mean, the best pitching staff in the CBL. You got a Boon Day coming up here today. Let's take a look quickly at the standings. Again, London in first place at 14-5. Barrie not too far behind. Welland and Guelph kind of in that middle of the pack in the playoff race. And the Hamilton Cardinals in there as well. But most notably in there, between Hamilton and Chatham-Kent, there is a 3.5 game separation between a team in the last playoff spot and a team trying to climb their way in. So it does feel like we're starting to see a little bit of separation here as we head towards July.
Yeah, and it's interesting how competitive this league is. You have 1 to 5 all within 3.5 games, and your final four within 3.5 of that 5 spots. So it's very different coming into this. And this matchup, although we haven't seen London and Hamilton play yet this season, we still have a very exciting matchup that we're looking forward to. Obviously, Owen Boon on the mound against Travis Keys today, two some of the best pitchers in the entire league, and not to mention the offenses that have come from both sides. London, who has been the most dominant offense in the past couple of weeks as well, with how many runs they've scored. Both teams pretty even with their runs per game and their batting average and OPS. So it should be a very exciting matchup. Look for each team to try and find their groove in this one, and whoever can take the first lead of this game is going to have a good one.
Two tough offenses that are both batting above 300. They're going to have to take on Owen Boon and Travis Keys. There you see the matchup on the board right now. Owen Boon just a 1-1 record, but the ERA around 3. And when you're talking about guys that are having an ERA around this point for the amount of scoring that we've seen in the CBL so far, these are two of the best to do it right now. And Owen Boon, obviously the Ks per 9 above double digits right now. You're going to be watching out for that quite a bit, because Owen Boon, he knows this ballpark well. He knows how to pitch in this ballpark, and it's going to be a very tough test for the London Majors. Call it one of those hallmark games, if you will, a benchmark game, if you will, for the London Majors.
Yeah, and it should be an interesting one. Obviously, we know what Owen Boon can do in the IBL MVP last year. He's having a very strong year this year, although has maybe taken a step back when you look at ERA numbers and all those numbers for him, which, although look elite in this league, are still not something we saw from Owen Boon last year. And Travis Keys continuing his dominance in this league as well, both in the top 5 in ERA. All London pitchers as well, with 4 wins as well in the season. So it's been very strong for them as a group as well. And both teams with about a 4 ERA as a entire roster. So it should be a very interesting one. Looking at two of the top best sides from both teams, it should be a very fun one today.
Undefeated at home in the month of June are the London Majors. Roop Chanderdat caught up with Evan Fredrickson. Here is Roop's report.
Win on Friday night against the Maple Leafs, and now head into this matchup against the Cardinals, a team that you haven't faced this season. What really stands out to you about this Hamilton squad? All right, I'm here with Jim and corner of the London Majors, Roop Chanderdat. Roop, as always, thanks so much for doing this. You guys are coming off of a complete team win on Friday night against the Maple Leafs, and now head into this matchup against the Cardinals, a team that you haven't faced this season. What really stands out to you about this Hamilton squad?
Pitching. They got great starters and a great bullpen. Anytime you have good pitching, you're going to be a good team in this league. And, I respect their pitching. Not to say their offense is a good offense, really good, but they got a good pitching team.
You've got Travis Keys on the hill for you here this evening. What are you hoping to see from him against this Cardinals lineup?
You know what? Keys, it all dictates his game is keeping him off balance. Keeping him off balance, locate his stuff. And he's done that all year, so no reason why he won't do that again today. So he just tries to keep you off balance, and, he attacks the zone.
And lastly, what does your offense have to do to get to this Cardinals pitching staff that has been one of the best in the CBL?
We talked about last game. You know what? We predicate on starting early, trying to score early. And what that does, then we can be loose and then go from there. So early, we want to get some runs. Key's a good pitcher. You ask any pitcher if they like to be up 1-0, 2-0. The answer is yes. So let's score early and then build off that.
Roop, as always, thanks so much and good luck here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Well, welcome back inside Labatt Park here in London. The first matchup of the season between the London Majors and the Hamilton Cardinals. Mark Pare, Owen Taylor here in the broadcast booth. Evan Fredrickson is on the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for today's game. And for the Hamilton Cardinals, very similar looking lineup than that we're used to seeing out of the Cardinals. Most notably, Tyler Duncan in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, it's a very interesting lineup for today. It should be exciting how they're able to go around Travis Keys today. Tyler Duncan, as you said, the leadoff spot, he is out in center field, followed by Brendan Nickel at shortstop. Darlene Herman at second base, who's been one of the hottest hitters in all of the league. Evan McGill behind the plate is your cleanup hitter, followed by Rainey Reyes at third. Carlos Dominguez will be over in right field, followed by Anderson Feliz in left. Taylor Empel will be your first baseman, followed by Jaden Brown as your designated hitter today.
Yeah, it's a very good, hard-hitting lineup. The Hamilton Cardinals, a .314 average amongst the team. Very quickly, let's take a look at the London Majors lineup as they are about to be introduced onto the field. A bit of a different-looking London Majors lineup.
Yeah, a little bit different. Kind of the same that we saw back on Friday, only a couple of changes. Tucker Zadunik up in that 2 spot. It goes, Escada was the leadoff hitter yet again today. He will be at short, followed by Tucker Zadunik out in right field. Trent Lenahan will take the third base spot again today, followed by Christian Yanoa in the cleanup spot. He is at his usual second base. Eduardo Diolio behind the plate is the battery with Travis Keys. He will be batting fifth, followed by Starlin Joseph, who had a very solid night back on Friday. He will be your designated hitter yet again. Adam Thuss is over in left field. His second start in the last two games, followed by Jared Burney, who went from the 2 spot to the 8 spot for today. He is out in center, followed by Xavier Whittle, who's making back-to-back starts here for the Majors.
And when you take a look at the heart of that lineup, Owen, most notably, really sticking out to me is Trent Lenahan, a .583 average in the last 5 games. He's been among the best hitters in the CBL in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he has been exceptional throughout this last stretch, and all of these majors have. In the last couple of weeks, you've brought your runs per game from a 5.5 to a 7.63 in the last 2 weeks. So the offense has definitely been there 1 through 9. I was talking to Rube Channer that before the game. There's so much trust and there's so much confidence within this entire lineup that a single can kind of bring in everybody, and as long as you get something going and kind of a rhythm throughout this ball game, you know that you're going to have success if you're the London Majors, especially against a guy like Owen Boon. You really want to be at him early, try and get the pressure on him in the first 2-3 innings. So once he gets to about inning 5 and 6, that's when he's going to really be in a rhythm and kind of in his own mind and body. So look for London to be aggressive early in this one, try and get a couple of runs in inning 1 and 2, and if they can do that, then they are going to have a very good day today.
Well, you mentioned how they know how to hit around the horn, get the ball in play, get guys around base. They know how to hit the home run. 31 home runs on the season. That's second in the CBL. They only needed 3 homers on Friday, and 2 of them came from Michael Escada. As we'll get more into that, more of the storylines in just a moment, but first we're going to throw it to the field as we have the national anthem.
She recently won the London Kiwanis Junior Musical Theater Singing Competition. She's also in the Stratford production, Impressive Resident. Woo!
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and we are getting set for first pitch here at Labatt Memorial Park, the world's oldest baseball grounds. Glad to have you along for the ride here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud. It's hot. Evan said it right off the hop. It is going to be a hot one. And both of these two teams will have to figure out how to work those conditions. As we take a look at the starting pitcher for the London Majors, it is Travis Keys.
Travis Keys, who has been exceptional here for London this season. All three starters have been as well. A 3.07 ERA, kind of keeping to his rhythm as he always does. The win back on June 20th, his last start in Barrie, only gave up 2 runs in 6 innings pitched while facing 24 batters. He's back-to-back wins, looking for his 3rd straight here against the Hamilton Cardinals. Their first time seeing him this season, so should be an exciting one. We know what Travis Keys can do when he's on the bump for his start, and it'll be a doozy today.
The 3rd-year pitcher from right here in London, Travis Keys, as he will take on the top of the lineup here in the 1st inning in Tyler Duncan, Brandon Nickel, and Darlin Herman. The umpires for today's game, Darren Schramm is calling the balls and strikes in behind home plate. Hayden Moore is working over at first, and Rob Stevenson is over at third base. He is the crew chief for today. And London with a 14-5 record, leading the CBL. Got a little bit of a separation between them and Barrie after Barrie lost to Guelph last night. So that full game differential in between 1st and 2nd place. London would like to create a little bit more separation today. Barrie, of course, idle on the day with 2 other games happening across the CBL. Guelph is in Brantford and Chatham-Kent is in Toronto. Both of those 2 games have already gone underway, and they're about halfway through their games. Both of them were 2 o'clock starts. We are, of course, a 4 o'clock start here this afternoon.
Yeah, those 2 games starting a little bit earlier than how we do on our usual Sundays. We'll kind of keep an eye on those until they finish throughout this ball game. But as we look through this Hamilton lineup, your first 3 hitters all hitting 300 and have played almost every single game. Brandon Nickel's the only one who's taken a game off so far this season. Tyler Duncan right up to the plate right away. And how about the season he's having? The 2-time All-Star, batting .386 in his first 16 games on the year. Has got the power into it as well. 2 home runs as well for that. So the lefty-lefty matchup that we'll see early on.
Couple of home runs on his ledger this season. 8 for his last 20. The MVP from a couple of seasons ago, the 2-time home run derby champion. As Keys delivers first pitch, hits a ball, and we are underway at 4:13 Eastern. London wearing those I love the blues. And that's going to go across for a strike.
The blues really are beautiful. I mean, you had Hamilton introduce them last year. You have Kitchener's this year, which are beautiful as well. The yellow really works in with that. But in my opinion, you can't beat the pinstripes.
Yeah. Yeah, the baby blue with the red. Every broadcaster's dream is to be able to have a jersey that's not only beautiful, but also you can actually see the numbers and see the lettering, as that's going to miss for a ball.
Yes, they don't contrast with each other, so it's very easy to see. It's almost like the Texas Rangers ones that they introduced a couple years ago. Those are beautiful. I love how teams are starting to add that baby blue in.
As Tyler Duncan thought that one was ball 4, he was ready to take off, but Darren Schramm says, "Come back, young man."
And another chance for Keys to try and get this out. He needs to get anything close to challenge Duncan here. You know how patient Duncan can be at the plate.
Yeah, good foul off there by Duncan. The 5th-year player here in the league has spent all of his time with the Hamilton Cardinals. His MVP year in 2023, 16 home runs. That one misses upstairs for ball 4, and Tyler Duncan gets on base with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, not the start you want if you're Travis Keys. Make that double-digit walks for Tyler Duncan on the year. That's number 10 for him. So a good start here for the Hamilton Cardinals. Just get a base runner on early and get the patience going. Now you have Brandon Nickel, who is another guy who has been very good this season, the BC native, batting .300 exact through his first 15 games on the year.
The throw over to first, not in time. And you have that lefty on the mound, and I mean, London is loaded with them. You do have that advantage of being able to look over at first base. Probably not as many stolen bases as you would see around the league by comparison. The offering misses down and in.
Yeah, it really helps with Travis Keys on the mound, with arguably one of the best pickoff moves in the entire league, as well as the kind of quick motion over right to home plate. So not a lot of aggressiveness on the base pass that we have seen so far against London this season. I don't expect a lot more as well. And that's kind of what has helped London be successful this season. You know you can control the runners on the base pass on your defensive side, and on the offensive, with how much speed you have in this lineup with Escada, Noah, Bernie, and others.
Whoa, let's see where that ball goes. That one's going a long way, and that one is gone. Brandon Nickel sends one over the left field fence, and the Hamilton Cardinals strike first. They're up 2-0 on the third home run of the season from Brandon Nickel.
Well, there's the start you want for the Cardinals, and as I said before the broadcast even begun, to get the early lead, regardless of which team you are, is crucial in this one because of how dominant each side are on both sides of the field. So a great start here is Brandon Nickel. As you said, home run number 3, RBIs number 14 and 15 for him on this season. And just like that, before Travis Keys can even get his first out of the afternoon, it's a 2-0 Cardinals lead.
That's in for strike one on Darlin Herman. And it extends Brandon Nickel's hitting streak to 7 games on top of that. A lot of 1-fers in there. He's got a 3-for-4 game in there against Brantford, but extends that streak, and he has been red hot.
Yeah, and this whole Cardinals roster has been red hot. Kind of a slower start to the season for Hamilton, and they've kind of picked it up a little bit lately.
That's a hot shot down the line, foul. Well, think about this, Owen. So Hamilton has 24 home runs as a team coming into today. 12 of those home runs came in 2 games in the span of about 4 days, at both games at Jack Couch Park in Kitchener. So when you see that number, 24 home runs, they're 5th in the league in that stat, as that one's going to be fouled back. You do have to compartmentalize some of those games have been, just absolute walkovers, if you will.
Yeah, a little bit, and with those 2 games over in Kitchener, it kind of helps with their home run total. It's a bit of a shorter fence around Jack Couch Park, so a little bit different here today. Bit of a bigger outfield. However, we have still seen a lot of balls leave the park this season with how much talent is around, and a guy like Darlin Herman is one guy who can do that as well. Obviously, Brandon Nickel can do it. Michael Escado, Trent Lenahan, who's also in the top 5 in home runs in the entire league. So we have seen a lot more balls flying this summer. And
Darlin Herman is having himself quite the at-bat. Again, Darlin Herman, when you talk about hitting streaks, Darlin Herman has a hit in every single game he has played in this season, minus their season opener against Kitchener back on May 15th. He has been on a torrid pace. The 1-2, chopper down the line, foul, and this is the reason why. Battle, 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 look for something to hit and make contact.
Yeah, and Darlin Herman, just looking at these numbers, you go on 4 hits in his second game of the year, then 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 3. And it just continues to go. He's had so many multi-hit games this season, so he has been very impressive for his first year in the CBL. And
that one's flared into right field. Chasing after it is Zadunik. And he makes the catch. On the run, Tucker Zadunik gets right to it.
Well, there's kind of the showing of the London defense right there. You have a lot of speed out there in the outfield. Tucker Zadunik is not really a guy who you say has a lot of speed, but you see him out there in right field every day, and it's definitely there with how many plays he's had to make with such a long range as well. So
Evan McGill, first offering he sees, puts it into foul ground, hitting .316 on the season. And when you have a catcher that's hitting above 300, that's not too shabby.
That's very good when you look at it. Thankfully, both of these teams have that. Evan McGill is almost a little bit like Eduardo Diolio, is an everyday guy. He can get on base in any way he can. Already has 10 walks on this season, has 18 hits, and is another guy like Darlin Herman.
That one's going to get through the hole into right center, base hit. The 20th pitch of the inning for Travis Keys, and still just one out here against the Cardinals.
Yeah, Evan McGill, extending his hit streak to 11 games. So another guy who has gotten on base almost every game this season, in the last 2 months has not had a game where he has not had a hit. So that's something Hamilton is really good at, for just getting guys on base any way they know how. And that's 2 hits already in the inning, 3 base runners for the Cardinals. And as you said, Travis Keys has already thrown 20-plus pitches. That is definitely the look you want if you're the Hamilton Cardinals here.
That one's laced down the line, and that is going to go against the fence. That is a fair ball. And that had to stop Evan McGill in his tracks, or else he was going to go around from first to third. He thought that Thuss was going to get to that baseball, so he ended up putting on the brakes as he was circling around second. And Rainy Reyes hits a single of his own, and already Travis Keys running into some trouble here in the first.
Yeah, just a laser there from Rainy Reyes. Now that's 3 hits back-to-back as well, as you see player and pitching coach Victor Payano just kind of going out to Keys, making sure he's all good, trying to get him to calm down, focus on this next guy. You have a double play in order here if you're London, so try and keep this ball down here against Carlos Dominguez, and if you can do that, try and get at least 1 out in this at bat, and try and continue on.
See, I'm looking for a slow roller here, to be honest. Get something in the zone, but try to force the ground, as that pitch is going to be taken down and way away for ball number 1. Carlos Dominguez 0 for 4 against Kitchener back on a Friday. That was a 5-4 win at Bernie Arbor Stadium. The offering from Keys is going to be chopped. It's going to stay down the line, and that's a foul ball. It's good patience there by Travis Keys, just waiting that baseball out. He knew it was going to roll foul, and it's like going fishing on the lake for a few hours. That patience comes into play.
Yes, those are definitely tricky plays if whoever you are, and you never really know how the ball's going to bounce on the dirt like that. It's kind of a chopper that goes right down the line, and it's so unpredictable with the baseball. And
it's like a golf game sometimes.
A little bit.
That one's going to go down the line. That's another fair ball. It goes into left field. Circling around home is McGill. He's going to get in there safely, and sliding into third is Rainy Reyes. And that is an RBI double from Carlos Dominguez. Hamilton is now up 3-0.
Well, that was kind of the pitch you wanted if you're Travis Keys. Keep it low and inside. Try and almost try and jam Dominguez there. Dominguez was able to get the hands in time, get it right down the line, past the diving Trent Lenahan, and now this inning is continuing with still only one out. Hamilton now has the 3-0 lead as we're on to our 7th batter of this top of the first.
Yeah, it's Anderson Feliz. It does not get any easier. Batting .250 on the year is Feliz. First pitch he sees, misses down for ball number 1. And, hitting .250 on the year, but also a guy that, he can go on a bit of a run.
Yeah, and that 250 is...
The 1-0. That one sent a mile high. Bernie tracking it, and he will make the catch. He'll just throw it over to third, and that'll be a sacrifice fly for Anderson Feliz as Hamilton makes it 4-0.
Yeah, Hamilton just continuing to put bat to ball. They've really shown their contact skills here early, and another run in. This is unlike anything we've really seen this season from the majors. A 4-run inning, no matter when, throughout these ball games. Just how good this pitching staff and defense has been. It's been a struggle for Travis Keys early. Look for him to kind of try and regroup and change his approach a little bit.
Tanner Rempel now the batter as that one misses high and away. Rempel, the first baseman, hitting .280 on the year. And he's just got a heck of a glove over at first base. The 1-0. That one's set high and deep. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Thus will get underneath it, and he will make the catch. Well, the Majors get out of it, but not before Hamilton scores 4 on the board. A 4-0 lead here in the middle of the first inning. And Owen, it's a tough thing for Travis Keys, but now London's got to match that. They have the power to do it, but they have to figure it out.
Yeah, they definitely do have to figure something out here. As a rough start, unlike anything we've really seen this season, and now just trying to regroup on it. You see the ospreys in the nest on one of the light poles here in Labatt, and kind of a staple here in this ballpark. They've been here the last couple of years, and now if you're the London offense, you kind of need to try and do the same thing Hamilton just did, just trying to keep bodies on the bases. Don't try and play hero with your swings, and as long as you can get a couple base runners on, get them around to score, and that's what London has really been good at the last couple of weeks and throughout all the season, leading second in the league in team batting average with a .331. So they're able to do it against anybody, and especially a guy like Owen Boon, who, although he has the 3 ERA, a 1.8 last season, his first season with the Hamilton Cardinals, kind of keeping on his same trajectory this year. So it'll definitely be a challenge here for the Majors, especially early on, just to try to get into Boone's head, trying to get him out of his approach and to try and make adjustments along the way. You have the hottest hitter in baseball to lead you off in Michael Escato. 2 home runs back on Friday against the Toronto Maple Leafs for a 2-for-4 day for him. As he has been hot, he's had a hit in 5 straight games now, so it'll be interesting to see what this Majors lineup can do. Mainly a very righty-dominant lineup from Rip Chanderdat today.
Well, Michael Escato will come up hitting .422 on the season. Last 5 games, 12 for 25. As the London Majors have a bit of a hole to climb out of, down early, 4-0. Glad to have you with us here on Majors TV. Boone gets set. The 0-1. And that's going to get through for a base hit. Escato stays hot, and the London Majors have a base runner.
I mean, there's just nothing you can really do as a as a pitcher to stop this guy this season. Hit number 39 on the year. That's 6 straight games with a hit, so he extends his lead in the hit column in the league. And now Tucker Zadunik, another guy who has shown about every aspect of his hitting this season as well. The lone righty in the starting lineup.
That'll be fouled back. Now, let's go back to that 17-1 win against Toronto on Friday. You take a look at the offense produced in that, and I touched on it a little bit during the pregame show, and just 3 home runs in that game, 2 for Michael Escato, Starling Joseph, 5 RBIs in that one. So, you touched on it in the pregame. They know how to put the offense on, and they don't need to hit the long ball to do it.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And you've looked at even the last 5 games. You scored 19 last week against Kitchener. You scored 13 in Barrie in a win there, as well as 10-5, and then, of course, your 17 on Friday. They know what they need to do as an offense. They kind of play a bit of a small ball kind of game. Just kind of trust everybody 1 through 9. You know that, they're all batting above 200 this season, almost every single player in this Majors lineup, so you know what they're able to do when they come up to the plate, and every approach is kind of the same. Look for pitches that you can kind of drive into the outfield. And
ooh, that was close over at first base. Looks like Escato got in there in time.
It's another thing you need to look after if you're on the mound.
The chopper right down the line, but that is going to be a foul ball as Tanner Rempel fields that one, and Escato is going to have to go back.
And Michael Escato has really shown off his speed this season. Double-digit stolen bases for him. That's definitely something you need to look at as a pitcher. And Boon is definitely aware of how aggressive he is.
Sign comes in from McGill. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Owen Boon has a strikeout as he Ks Tucker Zadunik swinging.
And how about that pitch? That's just kind of a 100% effort fastball on the up and away. Tucker Zadunik just couldn't get the hands up right quite in time, and now an earlier way to get your first out of the inning for Hamilton this time. But now you have another big hitter in Trent Lenahan, who you kind of highlighted earlier with how dominant he's been. He's batting .400 as well, with a 1,200 OPS on the year.
Swings over top that baseball, though, for strike number 1. Hitting .416 on the season, 7 home runs, 16 for his last 23. You're hitting almost 700 in the last 5 games. Just unbelievable stuff. Here comes the 0-1. Misses downstairs, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Trent Lenahan, 5 of his last 7 games have been multi-hit games. 3 of his last 5, he's had 4 hits.
Well, there you see it on the screen. The OPS for Trent Lenahan, 3rd in the CBL. Christian Anoa up top as the throw into second base, and he got him. A dart from Evan McGill. Escato had a good jump, but not good enough, as they'll pick off Escato trying to steal second.
And how about that throw by Evan McGill right on the money to get him Herman there to get the tag. Escato, who, as you said, had a really good jump on that play as well. It's just unfortunate for him. It was a Boone fastball that McGill could get out of his hand quickly.
Well, that one's going to miss downstairs. A 3-1 count here on Trent Lenahan. And I like what Rup Chanderdad is trying to do there as well. You're already down 4-0. Just try to get guys around in the scoring position early on. That's going to miss for ball 4 as the ball flowers are out early here at Labatt Memorial Park. And Trent Lenahan will advance to first base.
Yeah, the ball flowers getting into their action early with their ball 4 chance, something that we see every game. I'm sure Owen Boon has seen countless amounts of times, and now
usually he's not on the other end of it. And there's ball 5 as Christian Anoa is up in the count 1-0.
Yeah, I'm sure it was definitely interesting when he came to London last year and had to deal with it from the other end.
And that's the whole thing, right? I mean, he knows this ballpark well. He knows all the intricacies of the different ballparks, as that one's going to be fouled back.
And that's of course something you'll get with playing so long in this league. You get so used to the atmosphere of these parks, all the dimensions, the quality of the field, not to mention the fans as well, and how active they get into these games. And
the 1-1, that's going to get through the hole. Base hits. Christian Anoa. That'll up the OPS a bit.
Already leading the league in OPS, continues to bump that up. Hit number 15 on the year for him. That's back-to-back games with a hit now, and now a man who is very due for a big swing is Eduardo Diolio. You look at the numbers there. The average is there. The OPS is close to 900. It's just that home run total is not something you usually see from Eduardo Diolio. His 3 years in the league, the 3 previous years, had 13 his first year, 5, and then 11. So is looking for the power to come into it. Unfortunately, my announcing magic that I've had throughout the last
There's
couple
no
of weeks.
such thing as a curse, Owen. No such thing. Let's get that straight right now. And I think Hamilton fans know that from me very, very well. The 1-0. That one's sent into right field. Dominguez gets underneath it. He'll make the catch. And that'll do it. Well, the London Majors get a couple of base runners, but they're unable to cash them in. The Hamilton Cardinals have a 4-0 lead after 1 inning. We'll be back on the other side. You are watching Majors TV.
Hockey isn't a game, it's a legacy. VMF Sportswear builds custom pro-level jerseys, socks, and apparel, like team hoodies and workout wear. Your colors, your crest, your identity. Create yours now.
Get ready, Chatham-Kent. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham-Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park as we get set for the second inning of play. Mark Pare, Owen Taylor, Evan Fredrickson on the call here this afternoon. As there you see Travis Keys needed 30 pitches to get through inning number 1, and safe to say, Owen, that's a total that he would like to basically cut in half per inning if he wants to go deep into this one.
Yeah, you really want to try and keep it to about 15, 16 and lower as if you want to really be deep into this game. A good start from the Hamilton Cardinals. You have eight hitters come up to the plate. You have 4 of them come around to score. So something we don't usually see happening against Travis Keys is, of course, their first time matching up this season. And now the 9, 1, and 2 hitters look for Travis Keys to definitely change his approach through the second time in the order. Now Jaden Brown, the designated hitter, who is having a pretty strong campaign this season. His second season with the Hamilton Cardinals, a .268 average, a .741 OPS through 12 games so far. His last game coming last Saturday in Chatham-Kent, where he went 2 for 4 in the loss.
Watches that one go inside, and they are going to say he did not go around. The appeal over to first does not go in favor of the London Majors there. Now Jaden Brown, the Mississauga native, second year in the league. Chopper right over to third base. Lenahan mishandles it over to first, and that is going to be a one-hopper that gets to first, but not in time. And Jaden Brown will get on base. And that's just a play that if you're Trent Lenahan, it's a rare mistake.
Yeah, it's a tough one to make. You're not exactly comfortable at third base just yet. At least here in Labatt Park, he's only played third base about 3 times in about 3 games this season, 2 of them coming way back to the start of May. So we'll see how they rule that. It looks like they are ruling that an error on Lenahan. So Jaden Brown will reach base. It brings Tyler Duncan up again, scoring bunt as well.
Yes, indeed. And you know, just by doing that, Trent Lenahan, you're probably going to see him go a little bit into the grass here as they try to cut off the bunt attempt.
Yeah, he did kind of take a couple steps in, about on the baseline now.
Just look for the sprint. Here comes the 1-0 as Keys staring a hole into the first baseman.
Yeah, it's a big at bat if you're Keys. If you need this out here, if you don't want to give up another big inning, you don't want the first 2 hitters to reach base again, especially with Brendan Nickel, who's already taken you deep last inning.
Throw over to first, not in time, as Jaden Brown gets in there about a second and a half before the ball gets there.
Yeah, Jaden Brown, a man who has a little bit of speed, had 11 stolen bases last season. Only has 1 so far this year, so hasn't exactly shown off the speed.
Squares to bunt, and again, Tyler Duncan really testing the patience. And this is a guy, again, I touched on it before, a guy that hit 16 home runs in his MVP year. It throws you off a little bit when you see a guy like that trying to drop down a bunt. Here comes the 2-1. That's going to go across for a strike.
Yeah, these aren't exactly guys that you would see drop the bunt on him. As kind of the star of this Hamilton roster. It's starting to, you have a lot of big guys on this. Tyler Duncan is probably your biggest name when you look into this roster, and to see him square down the bunt.
I mean, it shows at the same time, too, he's a pretty team player as Eddie tries to frame that one up. Doesn't get the call, though.
It was a good breaking ball there from Keys. A 2-2 breaking ball. He had the space to kind of get that in there, see if Duncan will challenge it at all, and took it the entire way. It's just a little slightly off the corner.
Keys keeping an eye on Brown over at first. Here comes the 3-2, and that is strike 3. And Tyler Duncan goes down, and he is not too thrilled with that strike 3 call.
Yeah, a big out if you're Travis Keys to get that one out of the way, and the hottest hitter on this Cardinals lineup as well. So a big out there. Duncan was kind of upset at the check swing. However, he at least went around from my point of view up here in the booth.
And we're not trying to be biased in any way.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. Well, here's Brendan Nickel. He had a big 2-run home run in the first offering, right to Esgato, over to second base, and not in time as Jaden Brown got a really good jump on that baseball, and that'll put runners on first and second.
Yeah, it's another ball that just kind of took a weird hop on Esgato. It kind of juggled with it to try and find the seams to get that ball out of his hand. Unfortunately, did not get it out in time. So a fielder's choice for Nickel, as both runners get on. Now Darlin Herman, who flew out his last time.
Yeah, towering baseball into right field and right down the line, too. And now he's got some traffic on the base paths to work with here. Just the one out. That's going to skip on Eddie, and it'll go into the screen. And that'll put both runners in scoring position now.
This has not been a good start at all for the Majors. The Cardinals have really gotten to Travis Keys now. That was pitch number 41 for him. It was kind of a breaking ball that spiked on him and kind of bounced up. Eddie couldn't get a good read on it.
And now look at the defense. Everybody on the infield playing in on the grass, trying to cut this ball off. The 1-0 is going to miss upstairs. Trying to cut off the run, going home.
Yeah, you're already down 4. You cannot afford to give up any more, especially with 2 guys in scoring position now. A big at-bat here if you're Travis Keys. You want to keep this ball down.
Well, he doesn't do it there. That's a sky-high baseball all the way to the fence, and on the run is Austin Burney.
Jared
Burney, oh my goodness. He got up against the fence and stole that hit.
That's another towering fly ball from Darlin Herman. Burney was playing really straight up, but kind of shallower a little bit, try and look after that little bloop single possibility. And how about that leap against the wall to make the play?
Well, that brings a runner home. As that'll miss for ball 1 here on Evan McGill as Jarrett Burney. Apologize, I have Austin Gurney stuck in my head. But Jarrett Burney with an unbelievable catch. Swing and a miss. But more importantly on the scoreboard, that makes it 5-0 Hamilton.
Yeah, they've been really getting to Keys here early. You know that Keys is a big contact pitcher. You know that he will give you pitches that you know you'll get a good chance at, and Hamilton is showing it here, showing the downside to that kind of approach.
Keys are right up to 46 pitches, 47 incoming here on McGill. The look, the pitch, and that is going to be strike 3. Second strikeout for Travis Keys, and the Majors get out of it, just giving up 1 this time as we head to the home half of the second. And there you see Travis Keys having a quick word with the third base umpire. And, you know, that's a note that we should be making. Over the last week, a memo was sent out. You know, a little bit of sticky stuff. I'm not going to name who in the league was found guilty of that. But, you know, the CBL putting it out there. You know, instead of waiting until the end of the season to try to institute a new rule to regularly check some of the pitchers, obviously starters at random times, relievers when they come in to the ball game, but the CBL doing a great job there and just putting that rule into effect immediately. And obviously there are some penalties if you do get caught with it. We won't get into that at this stage, but again, just a good move by the CBL and not waiting to strike. A bit reactive instead of proactive, but at the same time too, they end up putting the rule in. As there you see the out of town scoreboard.
How about the offenses that we've been seeing the last couple of weeks? You see, Guelph is up 8-2 in Brantford. They're only in the bottom of the 6th there. 18 combined runs over in Christie Pitts as the Leafs lead the Barnstormers 11-7. A better game for them coming off the big loss on Friday. And as you were saying, yes, the league has kind of put their foot down on it. We saw on Friday Victor Payano was kind of checked after a couple of his innings. So you're going to see that a lot more as we go into later in the season, and it really shows. Even just most of these guys won't use it. It's usually just the sweat and rosin. That's what really gets you. But the fact that you need to check because of how good these pitchers are and how good their stuff is, I'm sure it's
it's a professional league.
Exactly, and you want to be aware of it as you know, members of the league. I'm sure that puts a big confidence boost in these pitchers as well. You know, your stuff is so good. They need to look at everything, make sure you're legal about it.
Up and ups. Here's Starling Joseph to lead things off for the London Majors as Owen Boon throws a first pitch strike. Now you saw it on the board just before this, 2 out-of-town games, as that is going to go right on over to Herman, over to first, and in time. And that'll retire Starling Joseph, who actually started the season with the Hamilton Cardinals. Not as an active player, but as a coach. Comes on over to London because a spot gets cleared up. Obviously, Starling's had some injury troubles over the last season or two. And he is able to go to Hamilton, get into a coaching role, and then Roop Chanderdad gives him a phone call because a spot opens up. Hey, you're healthy? Come on over. There's a swing and a miss.
I actually didn't even know that. That's very, very cool.
You'll learn a thing or two from me, Owen.
You have.
But do as I say, not as I do.
You have all the stories, eh?
That one is in there for a strike as it paints the outside edge. This is Adam Thuss, his first plate appearance of the night. As I should update you right now, it's in injury time in the second half, very early on in injury time, mind you, but Canada with a 1-0 lead in the round of 32 at the FIFA World Cup over South Africa. The 1-2, that's in there for strike 3 as Owen Boon gets his second K of the day.
Yeah, and a good pitch there to get Adam Thuss looking a fastball in the outer half from Boone, and you know he has such great control with that fastball. He just put it absolutely anywhere he wants, and now quickly 2 out in the inning. It's been very strong early on. He's really gotten into his rhythm quickly, gotten into his mindset and his approach that he wanted coming into today.
Should mention that goal from Canada
just happened.
Just happened. As it was Estacchio that got that one. As that one's going to miss inside. Jarrett Burney, the batter. Not Austin Burney, but Jarrett Burney. The 1-1. That one misses. That's what happens when you do too many games, too many ballparks for too many teams. The names just kind of jumble together.
You just have you have too much stuff going on. It's hard to remember names. You know, you have to memorize like 200 names at this point.
That one's going to be fouled back. Well, luckily I have a database, but sometimes a slip of the tongue happens. Burney, the center fielder. And Owen Boon looking to get out of the inning with this pitch right here. Here comes the 2-2. And that's in there for strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Owen Boon, and we are through 2 here at Labatt Memorial Park as Owen Boon gets checked by the umpires, and he's got some run support. The Hamilton Cardinals with a 5-0 lead through 2 innings. We'll be back on the other side. This is Majors TV.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching medal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5 or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Welcome back to the Labatt Memorial Park. Ellie's Pizzeria, by the way, it's first time having it. Pizza was delivered here earlier on. I can't tell you how much I love the cup pepperoni. It's delicious. It's tasty. I had to have a couple of slices, and one of the many great sponsors here with the London Majors. It filled the belly for sure as we head into the third inning here at Labatt Park as the London Majors try to extend their 5-0 lead. They scored 4 runs in the first, getting to Travis Keys early on. They added another one in the second. We're going to throw it down to Evan Fredrickson after this half of the inning, as that one's going to go in there for strike one here on Rainey Reyes, who singled and scored back in the first.
Rainey Reyes, that was a laser down the left field line that just feels like about 2 feet higher. It's going out, making this a much bigger ball game than it really is now, but it was a great start in the first for the Hamilton offense, trying to continue that.
Offering number 50 goes in there for a strike. As already we're starting to see some gloves go on in the Majors bullpen. Nothing really happening in terms of throwing as of yet, but again, into the third inning, 50 pitches in. Travis Keys wants to keep them there as that one is skied into center field and on the hop. Jared Burney puts that one straight into the glove for the outs.
Another hot shot there from Rainey Reyes, thankfully right at Jared Burney. Didn't have to fight the sun as much as we've seen this season, and the sun has been a real issue for those outfielders so far. There's Carlos Dominguez, who doubled and scored a run his last time up.
Keys gets set. Trying to drop a bunt there was Dominguez, and he just runs right through the plate. But they're going to say it's ball number 1.
To update you again, the Canada-South Africa game has just finally blown the final whistle. So Canada will move on to the round of 16, face the winner of the Netherlands and Morocco in a couple of days.
That one's popped up into foul ground, and Eddie DeOlio makes the catch. He had to shove Aaron Schramm inadvertently to get into position, but he gets there in time and makes the out, and they're just having a chuckle about it, Travis Keys and Darren Schramm. It's not an easy job being a home plate umpire, and especially those pop-ups. Everybody's looking up, and sometimes when you're looking up, you're not keeping an eye on the people that are around you.
Yeah, having to look straight up and kind of running at full speed in catcher's gear, not to mention the home plate umpire with how much gear he has to wear as well. It's very tricky to both locate the ball but also figure out where you are in foul territory. Thankfully, there is a lot of foul ground here at Labatt Park, not a lot of area to kind of run into.
That one misses down and in. Evens the count at 1-1. Feliz hit a sac fly into center field his last time up. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Fans get loud, they swing, and he gets a piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, 1-2 count. You really have free reign right now if you're Travis Keys to kind of throw anything you want. You know that the 2-strike approach, they're going to kind of swing at anything close.
Well, here comes the 1-2, and he does not go around. They appeal over to first base umpire, and he says no. We will play on. And Anderson Feliz, month of June, hitting .250, an on base of .314, 8 for 32 coming into today's ball game. Looking for the payoff is Keys, the 2-2, and that's in there for strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Travis Keys, much needed, and that pitch count stays a bit down as well. Speaking of going down, let's send it down to field level with Evan Fredrickson.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. The Majors are playing game number 20 here this evening, and I wanted to break down a stat, the position all equivalency stat. Now, this is the stat that measures how valuable a player is and how many wins they're worth. It's called the MAPLE. In baseball, it's called WAR, Wards Above Replacement. And what I found most interesting is that 4 of the top 6 MAPLE leaders are London Majors, including Tucker Zadunik, Trent Lenahan, Michael Escato, and Victor Payano. Now, I think this just shows how dangerous this team is and what much of a powerhouse Ruth Chanada has built. And speaking of powerhouse, to all you fans watching, All-Star voting is still open. So make sure you go to the CBL website and vote the London Majors to send them to Chatham for the All-Star game, because we want to get as many majors as possible to Chatham. Guys.
Thank you very much, Evan. And, well, the only maple that I know of is the maple syrup I put on my pancakes. But the fact of the matter is, that's some pretty good stats from Evan Fredrickson, as always. And all the London Majors, just the 5 runs to make up. And I say that because, like we've touched on, London knows how to put up the runs, but they're going up against Owen Boon, so it's going to be easier said than done here today.
Yes, it is, and obviously we know that this London offense is good. We know that no lead is really safe in baseball, no matter what point of the game it is. And I'd like to add to one of Evan's points there, the Maple stat, the fact that we have 4 of the top 10 spots. This stat made by our very own director and producer, Deaton MacArthur. It's very interesting to look at, just kind of getting through it and seeing where everyone kind of sits on this leaderboard. And we have some really cool stuff happening up here in the broadcast booth.
Yes, indeed. Xavier Whittle, the batter here, the first baseman. Boone deals the 0-1, and that one's scooped up out of the dirt by McGill. Some cool stuff indeed. A whole lot of technology, a whole lot of personnel up here doing some yeoman's work here today, as always, here at Labatt Park. Here comes the 1-1. That one's sent high and deep down the line, but it's going to go foul.
Xavier Whittle, a guy who has been very productive in his short stints here.
See, he should probably, he or she, should go and retrieve that baseball. Here comes the 1-2. That one's down the line, another foul ball. Fetch.
I don't know. No, that dog has a fan around the neck. That dog is relaxing today.
That pup is living the life.
Kind of wish I was in that spot.
Just pampered.
He's just
great stuff.
He's so relaxed.
It seems like Owen Boone's pretty relaxed, but here's the 1-2 as that one misses upstairs. He is, focused, locked in, but I say relaxed because he's got a 5-run cushion to work with here. And when you're Owen Boone, you got a 5-run cushion to work with, you breathe a little bit easier. Here's the 2-2, and that's going to miss upstairs.
Good patience here from Xavier Whittle. It's back-to-back breaking balls from Owen Boon. Just trying to get Whittle to see the spin, get a little active on it, and hasn't been able to. Xavier Whittle is at.
Did he go around? Yes, he did. Darren Schramm K's up Xavier Whittle. He threw the bat as if he was going to take the walk, but he's got to walk towards the dugout instead of down to first base, and the fans don't like it.
You know, a tough one there is a jet swing. Whittle wasn't able to pull back in time. He's a little shocked on that result, however, cannot be reversed. So a quick out for Boone again. That's also strikeout number 4 already for him.
And he's got three in a row, no less. He has K'd Thus, Bernie, and Whittle, all 3 in a row as we head to the top of the order once again here for the London Majors. Escato, a liner right on over to Darlin Herman for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, another tough one. That's a very nice piece of hitting right there from Escato. Unfortunately, he puts it kind of right into that little mini shift. Herman kind of hovering around the second base bag and will now flip sides because of Tucker Zadunik. A great piece of hitting, however, great positioning from the Cardinals defense.
Zadunik struck out in his last AB as that one sent into left field, and Feliz will get underneath it and make the catch. We are through 3 here at Labatt Memorial Park in London. The Hamilton Cardinals up 5-0.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Another's blank and stock metals deliver impact without compromise. Fully customizable with UV full color printing or 3D printing to showcase your logo, event name, or design. 1- or 2-sided printing available. Some stock metals have a recessed area for adding plates for divisions, names, and more. Each medal includes a stock neck ribbon or upgrade to a custom ribbon with your branding. Just allow for lead time. Versatile, customizable, affordable.
Explore your options at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Nice job! Nice job, everybody. Way to go! Round of applause for all our kids that are on the bases.
Round and round the bases they go. Where they stop, well, nobody knows, except we are into the 4th inning of play here at Labatt Memorial Park in London, as the Kitties get a chance to run the bases.
One thing I will say, this is probably my favorite segment that these great staff of here in London do, and it's always so fun watching these kids run around and get around the bases. It's really like a big race to them as well, so very exciting times when it comes to the end of the 3rd. However, back in action, not exactly exciting times for Travis Keys here to start the top of the 4th, trying to get a bit stronger after last inning. The first scoreless inning he has thrown, so trying to improve from his start, trying to keep this team in it against this high-flying Cardinals lineup.
Well, Travis Travis Keys, the pitch count, dipping down a little bit in that last inning, getting a 1-2-3 top half of the third. But as we get into this fourth inning, more arms are starting to get up in the Majors pen and just trying to loosen up, get all the wires going. And I know if you're Travis Keys, you're looking at that and saying, hold on, I still got more in the tank here, folks.
As we continue on, is Taylor Rempel, who flew out his last time up, so he is 0 for 1. Trying to change his outcome in this one.
Well, 59 pitches for Travis Keys through 3. Remember, he was up to 30 just through the first, so dipping that down a bit as that one dips down low on Tanner Rempel. But it goes in there for strike 1. The offering, swing and a miss for strike 2. One of 3 games happening around the CBL. One has gone final. Yasiel Puig, 3 home runs. Toronto 11, Chatham Kent 7 at Christie Pitts. The 0-2 is going to miss. The other game, of course, Guelph in Brantford. Guelph, top of the 8th inning, are up 10-2 on the Red Sox.
So a lot of offense throughout today.
It never ends. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
The offense never ends. Of course, never does the great pitching here from Travis Keys, although he's really kind of found his rhythm here in the 4th inning. He's calmed himself down after the rough first inning. He's kind of gotten back into his approach, his rhythm. He's kind of slowed everything down, and that is what has kind of helped London stay in this one.
That one's going to miss outside. What is he doing different, Owen? I mean, you think about that first inning. Gives up the home run, gives up a pair of singles and a double in there as well. And Hamilton really got onto him early, as that one's going to be sent into right field. Base hit for Jaden Brown as he gets on base for the 2nd time today.
You try to be less aggressive if you're Travis Keys. You were very aggressive in that first inning. That's what caused you to give up those 4 runs. You really want to try and stay away from these hitters, make them have kind of hits like that, but with different results. You want them grounding out. You want them kind of hit the ball on the ground, and that's what Travis Keys' number 1 kind of skill is, keeping the ball low in the zone, making sure hitters stay on top of the baseball, and he has kind of figured that out as we continue. He's kind of gotten his command back from the first inning.
Well, here's Tyler Duncan for the 3rd time around already, and that'll go in there for strike 1. Jaden Brown reached on an error back in the 2nd. It came around to score. And Dunk, as you see on the screen, he is 0 for 1. He walked to lead off the game. The Souk, BC native stares down Travis Keys. Here comes the 1-1. Did he hold off? And Travis Keys is arguing, saying that he went around and they're not going to get the call. And Keys a bit frustrated there as he has to go back to the pitcher's mound with Duncan up in the count.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not happy with that call. It was a kind of a close one there. Always tough to tell, especially from the umpire's point of view over there at second base. However, you just have to try and move past it. You're still close in this at bat. It's only a 2-1 count. Just trying to keep to the same mindset you had before that pitch.
Here comes the 2-1. The runner's going to go. Throw into second base, and that's going to hop. Into center field it goes, and over to third goes Jaden Brown. As it hops on Michael Escato, trying to glove that down at second base. And that was a good jump by Brown as he was off right on the pitch.
It was a fantastic jump from Jaden Brown. A very uncommon missed throw kind of from Eduardo Diolio. Just bounces on Escato, didn't get the bounce he was expecting, went out right out into center field. So another insurance run for the Cardinals, just 90 feet away, and with Tyler Duncan.
Well, that's going to be an error on the play. Swing and a miss. Puts the count full.
Changed it up on that one. The last 3 innings we've seen the fastball stay low in the zone, went high with that one. Duncan's eyes lit up, however, the hands were just not quite fast enough to catch up to that ball.
So Cade Douglas getting stretched out there, as that will miss for ball 4, and Duncan reaches base for the second time today.
Yeah, both times reaching on walks, the only 2 walks that Travis Keys has given up. We've started our third way around the order, so it's interesting to see the bullpen start to work. This may be the last time around for Travis Keys here. Brendan Nickel now, who's 1 for 2, has already given a scare into Travis Keys back in the first.
Keys, first pitch in there for a strike, and he's got to do that a little bit more with regularity, getting up in the count.
Yeah, he's already up to 71 pitches, not something that we've seen a lot from Keys. He likes to keep his pitch count very low as we get later into the game. And
that one's going to miss downstairs. Evens the count at 1-1. Well, like you mentioned, a 2-run home run back in the first. He reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Runners on the corners, just 1 out. A deep fly ball would bring in a run. Throw over to first. Not in time as Duncan slides in there safely.
I feel like that's something Travis Keys does not need to do. You don't want to worry about the runners on base at the moment. I know there's only 1 out, and you want to keep Duncan on first as much as you can to keep a double play in order. However,
that one's going to go into left field, and that's going to drop. Taken off from third base is Jaden Brown, and that'll put the Cardinals up 6-0. As losing his footing for a moment was Brown. He thought that Thuss was going to get to that baseball, but the second he sees that drop into the grass, he took off in a hurry.
Yeah, and that ball dropped fast. It looked like it kept going up and then just kind of came straight down right in front of Adam Thuss. Jaden Brown was able to get all the way around there to score. Now you still have 2 runners on. There's still only 1 out in this inning. A really good look for the Hamilton Cardinals as Carlin Herman's swinging for the fences on that pitch.
He'll get reset. Herman 0 for 2. Hit a sac fly his last time up. Keys keeps an eye. The offering. That one's going to go right to Escato, and he can't field it. Circling around home is Duncan. He'll come in to score. Another one on the board for the Cardinals, as the defense just unable to handle that baseball yet again for the London Majors.
And we'll see how that one's ruled. It looks like it is another error over on that left side of the infield. The second time they've recorded an error today. So 3 errors for the Majors is a tough play to kind of brush by you if you're Michael Escato. You got to try and keep your composure here, but a big lead for the Cardinals here in the fourth.
There he needed that one. That's going to go in there for strike one. This is Evan McGill, 1 for 2. Singled and scored back in the first. A towering shot high into shallow center field. Bernie gets underneath it, and he will make the catch. A big out.
Well, that's an out you need if you're Travis Keys. They've really been squaring up a lot of the pitches they've seen in the zone. You had a good look there from Evan McGill that he really got under and skied it. So you know that you can kind of go back to that pitch if you're Travis Keys. He's trying to keep himself composed and trying to stay in this game as reaching 80.
Rainy Reyes. That one's going to miss on the outside. Reyes also 1 for 2 with a single.
Yeah, a single and a line out to center on his scorecard.
Checks on the runner at second. That one's going to miss inside. And Rainy Reyes, one of the imports on this Hamilton roster, hitting .351 on the year. Now, when I talked about before where he can go on streaks, he had a lengthy streak going on at the beginning of the season, went from May 17th all the way to June 12th, but hitless in his 3 of his last 4 games as that one goes down the line foul. Obviously has a hit in today's game as he tries to start to look for the hits with a little bit more regularity as they were on that 8-game stretch that he had.
Yeah, trying to stay hot after that little stretch he had, trying to continue on with that.
Checks on the runner, the 2-1, and that's going to float upstairs.
Travis Keys has just really struggled to find the zone. We've had a lot of 2-ball counts, 3-ball counts today.
Well, on 82 pitches, about 75% of them have gone for strikes, as that one's going to skip in on DeOlio, and that'll be ball 4 to load the bases. As here comes Roop Chanderdat, and we might get a pitching change here in just a moment. No signal made as of yet. This might be just a mound visit, but again, above 80 when it comes to the pitch count right now. And I think this is just going to, nope, they're going to hand the ball off. A new pitcher will come into the game as Travis Keys' day is done. We'll be back on the other side. This is Majors TV. Hamilton up 7-0.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving. We trying, keep shining, living in a world where we.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on. We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving. We trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Hockey isn't a game, it's a legacy. VMF Sportswear builds custom pro-level jerseys, socks, and apparel, like team hoodies and workout wear. Your colors, your crest, your identity. Create yours now.
Welcome back to Majors TV. Dustin Davidson will come into the ball game as they go from lefty to lefty. As Travis Keys leaves the game with the bases loaded and a big jam to try to get out of here for the relief pitcher.
Yeah, Dustin Davidson, a man they're going to need to come up big in this inning. Has pitched in 9 different games. One of them where he started has pitched 11 innings and a 1.64 ERA. It's been real impressive from him. He's only given up 2 runs this season, one on June 5th, right here against the Kitchener Panthers. Another one back on Tuesday in Chatham where he went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run in that showing. So he's been strong this season, having to go up against some more in this lineup as after the Reyes walk, it'll be Dominguez to be at least the only Cardinal to come up here against Davidson in the top of the 4th.
Here comes Carlos Dominguez, and again, bases loaded here. Oh, and this is a very tough situation to come into, as tough as it gets. But you do, most importantly, have the 2 out, so you don't have to worry about trying to cut the runner off at home. Just try to field the baseball and try to get it out. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, just trying to trust your defense. You want to get something that you know they can make a play on. As long as you can get that, you know you can get out of this inning, barring a kind of a mistake.
Eddie gives the sign. Dusty likes it. And here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, great pitch there. Dusty Davidson, one of the few guys that are kind of a sidearm pitcher. You don't exactly see that, especially from the left-hand side, and that really helps him be successful when he's on the mound. And kind of a big reason he's only given up 2 runs so far on the year. And
looking for that last call, just trying to hit the outside edge, but missed it. Not by much, though. Davidson settles in. The 2-1, and that one's going to miss down and in. A 3-1 count, and you want to hit the plate here if you're Davidson.
You need to hit the plate here if you're Dusty Davidson. A big pitch.
Here it comes, and he misses inside. It gets away from Davidson, and that'll walk in a run to make it 8-0.
So more runs coming around the score, make that 3 on the inning for the Hamilton Cardinals. It's been an offensive onslaught from these boys in baby blue.
And this is the 9th batter of the inning, Anderson Feliz. First pitch inside. Feliz gets out of the way. Feliz 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Swing and a miss. A little bit of pepper underneath that one as Feliz swings under that baseball.
Yeah, very nice fastball from Dusty there, keeping it up in the zone. That's something you'll see a little bit different with Davidson in compared to Travis Keys. He'll work more of the entire zone rather than the lower half, and a lot more that's unexpected from him and the rest of this bullpen. It's it's a very strong, deep bullpen here for the London Majors, and that's what kind of helped them throughout games. A 4.37 bullpen ERA through just about 60 innings.
That one misses inside, and just to kind of state the obvious here, and a lot of pitches going down and inside, trying to force some fans. Here's the 3-1, swing and a miss.
And right as you say it there, Marja
puts it right in the same spot.
Almost the exact same spot. Got Feliz to swing over the top of it. That's what you're going to get with these
and the fans are
inside pitches.
Fans are starting to clap here as this is a payoff possibly. The 3-2, and that one's going to miss outside. Another run comes in to score on the bases loaded free pass. And officially, the Hamilton Cardinals have hit around the order here in the 4th.
Yeah, made that 3 straight walks for the Hamilton Cardinals, and they've just been so patient at the plate looking for the right opportunity for them, and it's really been working out in their favor today. It shows. It really shows on the scoreboard.
Well, here is Tanner Rempel, who began the inning with a strikeout, as that's going to clip the outside edge for a strike. As some lighthearted jeers come from the crowd here at Labatt Park. 9-0, Hamilton with the lead. The 0-1. That one's going to go right to Davidson. Over to first. And that'll do it. But the Hamilton Cardinals doing some damage. Another 4-spot on the board as we're going to head to the home half of the inning. And Hamilton really putting it in the 4th inning here. Owen, a 4-spot on the board. They lead at 9-0.
Yeah, they've really put it into gear here in Labatt Memorial Ballpark, and every aspect of their game has just been clicking today. The pitching has been spectacular from Owen Boon. 4 strikeouts through 4 innings, only gave up 2 hits. The offense has sparked their second 4-run inning in just the first 4, and everything has been clicking for them. It's been a very unfortunate afternoon for the Majors, with their offense hasn't been showing very well against Boone here. Travis Keys gets pulled out of this game after only 3 2/3 of an inning. And it's the 3 errors as well, not something we see. They've only had 16 errors so far this year. They've been one of the best fielding teams in the league. And it was a .977 fielding percentage coming into this game. That has maybe dropped a little bit. And there's something that needs to happen here for London to try and bring a spark. It really needs to come sooner rather than later, just to trying to get just a little spark, at least in this offense here, Mark.
Well, you need some sort of spark. You have a 0 on the board right now, and you've only been able to get 2 hits on Owen Boon, who has been stellar, but he's been sitting on the bench for a little bit here now. Both of those hits coming all the way in the 1st inning, which feels like an eternity ago with the way this game has gone. As it'll be Trent Lenahan, Christian Inoa, and Eddie DeOlio due up here for the London Majors. Lenahan walked his last time up. And if you want to catch up in this game, you got to do it right now. You got to start chipping away, and you got to start chipping away fast. Because the second you go into the later stages of this game and Hamilton still has a sizable lead, forget about it. Owen Boon, he can go deep into ball games, as that one's going to miss for ball number 1. If you can allow Owen Boon to keep that pitch count low, he's going to continue on, and he's going to put in 7, possibly 8 innings. He might go the distance, as that one's going to be sent foul.
Yeah, and that's something we've really seen as a difference maker in this one. You see, he's only had 36 pitches through 3+ innings now, so he's really been in control of his game, as London hasn't really put a crack into that. The 2 hits coming in the first, as you said, that was over an hour ago now. And
it was a quick last inning, too. 7 pitches he needed to get through the 3rd. The 1 strikeout, a line out, and a fly out as well. Here comes the 2-1 here from Boone. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it's very hard to catch up to Owen Boone's fastball here. He has such great velocity, not to mention how good his off speed is. It's very unexpected to know what's about to come, as Lenahan fights that one off. Another fastball there.
Well, Owen Boone is going to pepper those in. Not afraid to bring the heat in a 2-strike count.
If you can't hit it, he's going to keep going to it, and he's kind of shown that here today.
Well, if it's working, why stray away? Here comes the 2-2. Swing, and just getting a piece of it there. Just barely is Lenahan.
And nicely there, getting just a quick tip on that one, and able to keep this at bat alive for at least one more pitch here.
Well, here comes the 2-2 yet again. Swings and misses at that one. He doesn't get a piece of it that time, and that'll be strikeout number 5 for the Hamilton ace.
And as I said, something I assume will continue saying today, he's just really in control of his own game. He's been playing at his pace and doing so perfectly. Christian, you know what, coming up, who's 1 for 1 on the day? Something also we haven't seen a lot coming from London, the stoppage in offense. We're used to seeing this the other way, where how the Cardinals are almost through their complete order a third time. Majors only getting through their second time around, so something that the Majors are on the opposite side of today.
Well, the thing is, Boon, yes, he's a long-time London Major, but at the same time, too, this is a very, very different London Majors team than we have seen even since Owen Boon moved on to Hamilton. So it's not to say that, oh, I know Boon because I've been teammates with him. I mean, you take a look up and down the lineup, very select few have actually been teammates with Owen Boon when he was playing here in the Forest City.
Yeah, it's a completely different lineup from kind of both sides here with the introduction to the Canadian Baseball League, transition from the IBL to CBL. You had a lot more talent coming into this season, a lot more imported players, a lot of players coming from different leagues, and that's just kind of the excitement of how this has been constructed.
That's going to be in for strike out number 6 for Boon, as he is dealing.
Dealing is I'd say it's kind of an understatement there. That's 6.
And look at the pitch count, 40.
Through 3 2/3 as well.
Through 3 2/3, he's at 40 pitches. And if I do the math, if you want to just round it up to 4 complete innings, well, now it's at 41. Like, that's about, well,
he's averaging about 40 an inning.
Yeah, just about 10 an inning. So just the way he's been able to deal here today, it's just a combination of strikeouts and getting some timely flyouts and ground outs on top of that too to keep that pitch count low. As Eddie DeOlio is 0 for 1. He flew out to the right fielder his last time up. Here comes the 1-1 from Boon. Down the line, foul.
Yeah, Eduardo DeOlio has struggled this season, at least with the power part of his game, looking to improve on that, as we've said all throughout the year. He's due for a big one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Boon looking to get out of it here. That one's sent high, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Bernie gets underneath it, or rather Duncan gets underneath it, and he will make the catch. We're through 4 here at Labatt Memorial Park in London. The Hamilton Cardinals with a 9-0 lead here on Majors TV.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The All-Star weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Smoke alarms expire after 10 years. Check the date and test your smoke alarm today.
A working smoke alarm is a gift the whole family can enjoy.
Follow us online at LDNONT Fire.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Welcome back to Majors TV. Mark Pare, Owen Taylor here in the broadcast booth. Evan Fredrickson is at field level, and here is Dustin Davidson into his first full inning of work as Travis Keys wraps up his day very quickly. Let's take a look at the final line for Mr. Keys today. It looks like he gets through 3 2/3, gives up 7 runs on 5 hits through 3 2/3. And, just not exactly the day that Travis Keys is going to look back on fondly.
No, it's a unfortunate one. His first real struggle of the year. He's been so consistent and just so in control in all 5 of his starts to start the year. That's the thing about baseball. It's so unexpected. You never know what's going to happen every time you come into this ballpark. So, and in a very unexpected Travis Keys we saw today, Dusty Davidson, who was kind of put into a rough spot when he came in the 4th, gave up 2 walks, and then got the out to end the inning. So a nice fresh start for him to try and keep this game close. I know it's a 9-run deficit for London. However, no lead is safe in baseball.
Well, up in the count already is Dusty Davidson here on Jaden Brown. Davidson takes a breath, the 0-2, and that's in for strike 3. Jaden Brown doesn't like it, but it paints the inside edge for out number 1.
Well, and that's what you want to see from your bullpen, getting guys out quickly and easily. That was just 3 pitches thrown from Dusty Davidson to start the 5th, and he gets the first out of the inning. Not something we've been able to say all that often so far. However, back to the top of the order, a good matchup lefty-lefty against Tyler Duncan here, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks in this one.
That one's going to skip into the dirt for ball 1. Yeah, Tyler Duncan just very patient at the plate here today. As you mentioned, Owen, walking twice. And would like to get on base here yet again. The 1-0 is laced into left field. Thus gets underneath it on the run, and he will make the catch.
So again, another quick out. That's only 2 more pitches thrown from Dusty Davidson. And just like that, first time we've been able to say this all day on the London defensive side, quickly 2 away.
Yeah, Brandon Nickel now the batter. He has got a single and a home run on his ledger today. Has crossed the plate twice. He's driven in 3 of the 9 runs. That's 33% of the runs for those doing the math. That one's going to miss inside. For Dustin Davidson, want to have a quick inning here. Has more activity in the Majors bullpen, as that's going to go in for a strike. As Zach Laird, you saw there warming up.
So yeah, we will see how long Davidson will stay in this game.
That one's going to miss outside. And just continuing this string of lefties, as we talked about, and as you know all season long, it's a very lefty-heavy pitching room here for the London Majors. As that one goes in, Cats now at 2-2.
Yeah, as you said, a very lefty-dominant pitching staff. Only about a couple of them are right-handed. You have Caleb Casey, Miguel Sereno, Cade Douglas, and Skylar Janice. Those are your only 3 right-handed pitchers on this London staff. And
yeah, the count's now at 3-2 as that one misses Brandon Nickel. And you can hear the fans as they want to try to encourage Dustin Davidson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He gets the sign. The payoff swing and a miss. Strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Dustin Davidson as we head to the home half of the 5th. The Hamilton Cardinals with a 9-0 lead. Owen Boon will come back out for his 5th inning of work. And Owen, this is an Owen Boon that has been dealing in this one. He has retired 10 straight batters for the London Majors. And at this point, you're into the second time around the order, deep into the second time around the order. What do they have to do here on Owen Boon to just try to shake him up a little bit?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of adjustments needed here from the London Majors. You want to be aggressive against Owen Boon. You know he's going to pump the strike zone. However, all you need to do is just be patient, find the pitches you like as a hitter. As long as you can turn on those, drive them past the infield, you know you're going to get on. As we look at our final update of the out-of-town scoreboard, the Guelph Royals taking down the Brantford Red Sox over there in Brantford, a final score of 10-4. So this will be our final CBL action of the day. As again, Owen Boon has really been on fire today. That was a big top of the 5th inning. However, for the London Majors, your first 1-2-3 inning of the day. So the pitching starting to get a little bit more settled in as we get into the bullpen. You have Zach Laird still warming up, I believe, actually not throwing anymore. So possibly another inning we will see of Dusty Davidson. However, for this London lineup, you have 6, 7, and 8. Joseph, Thus, and Bernie who've come up. Joseph grounded out his first time up. Thus and Bernie striking out back in the second inning. So look for a bit of a more patient kind of approach from these Majors. However, staying aggressive as they have all season long. Just trying to finding your pitch, finding your rhythm, trying to keep Owen Boon out of his and trying to take his control away.
That one sent high and down the line foul. As Starling Joseph gets a whole lot of baseball, but just did not have the accuracy on that one. And just to touch on that, one of the previous points you made, just about the Guelph Royals winning their game today, now at 12-7 on the year. They now find themselves 2 games even behind the London Majors. Something that I don't think anybody saw coming when Guelph lost their first 5 games of the year. So it's pretty impressive, and that just goes to show just the swings here in the CBL, how quickly things can change when you have a good weekend and you have a good stretch of games.
Yeah, and we've seen that throughout the year. You've seen it firsthand. You do the Guelph games. The Guelph started 0-5 to start the year. They've brought themselves up to 3rd in the standings, and the Kitchener Panthers
they've won 12 of 14.
It's been an amazing run for them. And the Kitchener Panthers are on the other side of that. They had a very strong start to the year, very, very hot through their first couple of games.
The 2-2, and that's going to miss on the outside.
So this is the kind of at-bat you want if you're London, especially from a guy like Starling Joseph. Just finding your pitch. He thought he had it the very first pitch of the inning that he sent very far foul.
Well, here comes the 3-2. Chopper fielded by Reyes over to first and in time, and just by a hair. That'll retire Starling Joseph and make that 11 straight retired by Owen Boon.
Yeah, it's just been a very solid run here from Owen Boon. It's exceptional to watch him work on his start day. Is just keeps his head in it the second he kind of walks into the ballpark here for game day. And you see here, Adam Thus looks at a first pitch strike, struck out looking his last time up.
The 0-1. That one's going to miss outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Yes, struck out back in the second inning, as this is the number 7 hitter for the London Majors today. The 1-1, that one sent into left center. And just not enough as Anderson Feliz catches up to that one in left field to make the catch. 2 away here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Jared Burney.
Yeah, Jared Burney started out looking his last time up as well. As you see, especially on that Thus hit, the ball sounds nice coming off these bats of these London Majors. However, the ball is just not exactly flying into left field as much as they hoped. Owen Boon has done a very strong job limiting the hard contact.
That'll go in for strike 1, and Owen Boon doing a great job of that. He's been getting a lot of first pitch strikes.
That he has, and he's been doing it with such proficiency now, as even that one was close. That'll even the count up at 1-1.
Boone stares it down. Here comes the 1-1. That'll go in there for a strike. That had some movement, and it curved right in there. Boone being ever so efficient. 58 pitches in. Strikeout number 7, and Owen Boone is through 5 here at his former home of Labatt Memorial Park. As there he gets checked. He's all good, and the Hamilton Cardinals are all good. They have been money here today with a 9-0 lead as we head to break here on Majors TV.
Smoke alarms expire after 10 years. Check the date and test your smoke alarm today.
A working smoke alarm is a gift the whole family can enjoy.
Follow us online at LDN Fire.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Well, there you see him, Zach Laird, coming into the ball game for the London Majors as he tries to give the home side a bit more relief as the Majors look to try to climb out of this 9-0 hole here against the Hamilton Cardinals on a Sunday afternoon. A 1-1 record, 13 innings pitched for Mr. Laird. His last appearance came in Chatham, Kent on June 23rd, so just 5 days ago, faced 12 batters, and was actually tossed out of that game for arguing balls and strikes. But pretty efficient, just gave up the 1 hit, although he does give up 2 runs, one of them earned in that contest. And we'll see what he can do here against the meat of the Hamilton lineup. Darlin Herman to lead things off. And Herman will foul that one away. Oh, Laird, the native of Langley, BC, in his first season here in the CBL. 5'7", 170. The offering, that one's going to be sent into right field. And getting underneath it is Tucker Zadunik. Well, that was Darlin Herman, his fourth. That's the fourth time around the order for the Hamilton Cardinals. As it seems like after that big fourth inning, this is where London really does need to key in and start to get these 1-2-3s to try to match Owen Boon, because, again, he has been proficient. He has retired a slew of batters in a row. London just 2 hits on the day. They cannot afford to give up anything else, surely not double digits here to Hamilton. And you got to do it fast and do it soon. McGill, the batter, the 0-1 is going to miss way up high and in. One ball, one strike. The offering, that one's going to be a chopper, fielded by the shortstop Escato. Over to first, in time, digging it out is Whittle for the second out of the inning. And Zach Laird, again, just trying to put some outs together. The former Saskatoon Berry has 2 out already through 6 pitches here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, very strong start here from Zach Laird, something we've seen a lot this season. He's just always so fired up when he pitches as well.
That one goes right in there for a strike. I need a lot more of that. Just everything going in, right into the strike zone. You got to get ahead of these batters.
Yeah, anytime you can get ahead in the count, you want to get that right away. Is right now he's 0-2 up now.
One more, Zach.
Laird gets the sign, and here it comes, the 0-2. Laced on over to Escato on the ground. Escato over to first, in time. And that's a pair of 1-2-3s for the London Majors, just what the doctor ordered as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. And again, Owen, very quickly before we throw it down to Evan, fact of the matter is, Owen Boon is dealing. Don't have to worry about getting it done in one shot. The fact of the matter is, chip away, as we touched on in the game from last Friday. You can get that one hit here. You can get that one hit there. Don't worry about doing it all at once. Just get in there, get 1, get 2, and continue to get the guys around the order as we throw it down to field level. Here's Evan.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. With the All-Star break coming up pretty soon, I thought I'd break down the new CBL playoff format because it is drastically changed from last year. I'll use this your standings as an example. So we have the Majors at 1, Barrie at 2, Guelph at 3, Welland at 4, and Hamilton here at 5. So I'll just get the easy part out of the way. Guelph and Barrie, the number 2 and 3 seed, would play a best-of-7 series. That's out of the way. But if the Majors were to clinch that number 1 seed, they would have to wait because the number 4 and 5 seed play a wild card game. So if a team clinches that number 4 and 5 seed, they are not safe from the playoffs whatsoever. They have to play a wild card game, and guys, ultimately it would be a 4-team race to win the championship. So each game is so important, and if Hamilton were to win this game, which it looks like they will, they're going to put themselves in a better spot, guys.
Thank you very much, Evan. Yes, this is a very different landscape in the Canadian Baseball League. No longer is it that none or even just one miss the postseason. As we touched on during the pregame, Owen, there is that separation, 3.5 games coming into today, separating Hamilton from Chatham-Kent. But as we've seen with the Guelph Royals, especially as a prime example, and I might sound like a homer because I live in the Royal City, but the fact of the matter is, when you can turn it around that quickly, you just never know. Toronto might find themselves in a playoff spot in a month from now. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, with 5 playoff spots and 9 teams fighting for them, it is going to be a heck of a race going into the last couple of months of the season. It is anybody and everybody's race to get into those top 5 spots, and we have seen teams very much clinch some upsets. I mean, we've seen Brantford beat Welland. We've seen Barrie lose against some teams that you don't expect them to lose to. There's a lot of parity in the Canadian Baseball League this season.
Yeah, there is, and it's really been intriguing to see how the season rolls on. We still have another 25 plus games for some teams getting closer to 30. Hamilton has about 30 more games, including this one, left of their season to play. So there's still a lot of baseball left to be played this season. Any team can find their way in this playoff race.
This one's going to go into shallow right, and Tanner Rempel's going to come on over to make the catch. You can finish your point there.
Any team can find their way into the playoff spot still with 3 more months to go in this season. Then we lead into the postseason. As Evan said with his point, only 5 teams make it. The 4-5 will play a wild card game. They will play whoever is the top seed at the moment, who is the London Majors are on pace to get that. After this game, the Barrie Baycats will only be half a game back of that first game spot with a London loss this afternoon. So still very interesting to see. We're still in the first half of play here, and then we lead into the All-Star break and then the eventual second half, which always feels...
The season goes into late, pretty much at the end of August. So a lot of season to go, as that one's going to go right on over to Reyes. Over to first, and that's going to go away and allow Michael Escato get on over to second base as he will reach on the error. I would imagine that might be a throwing error, if anything, as it missed Tanner Rempel over at first. And that's a string of 14 batters retired by Owen Boon, snapped just like that.
Yeah, and that's something you need from your offense. You need a little bit of luck if you're London. They do rule that as an error, so Escato will reach base on the error, and extra base for him as well. So first runner we're seeing in scoring position here for the London Majors. It's a bait spot here for Tucker Zadunik. He's 0 for 2 today, has struggled a little bit, as pretty much all of this London lineup has today, something we have yet to see kind of from them this season.
Well, here's Tucker Zadunik. He swings through that for strike 1. And the thing is, now that you have a little bit of momentum, you smell a little bit of that proverbial blood in the water here if you're the London Majors, and you have to get on it and get on it quick, because Owen Boon can shut you down in a hurry. Here comes the 0-1. Skied high down the left field line, and Anderson Feliz gets underneath it and right at the line makes the catch.
Michael Escato did tag up from second there, did not elect to go, so make that 0 for 3 for Zadunik today. It'll bring up Trent Lenahan, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. He's been kind of seeing the ball well today, a walk and a strikeout for him this afternoon. He's going to try and bring Escato around. As long as you get a run this inning, Mark, it's a big momentum shifter if you're London.
Well, again, 9-0 turns into 9-1. It does seem like it's still quite the mountain rather than a molehill to climb if you're London, but it's something. That one skied high, deep into left center field, and that one is against the fence, and he makes the catch. Tyler Duncan with an unbelievable snag at the fence. Wraps up the inning in style. Take a look at this. He takes away what looked to be a surefire home run from Trent Lenahan, and we are through 6 here at Labatt Memorial Park. Just like that. Let's send it to break. We'll be back after this. 9-0 London.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching medal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. Before the break, Tyler Duncan took away a home run, and the London Majors remain down 9-0 to the Hamilton Cardinals, as the London Majors will send Miguel Serrano to the mound.
Yeah, as well as a little defensive change as well. Jaden Babiak is now behind the plate. Looks like Xavier Whittle is out of this game as well. That is Tucker Zadunik over there at first. So a couple of changes from Roop Chander. That Miguel Serrano is another one of those. He's pitched 11 2/3 innings this season as a 2.31 ERA. He's been on fire. His last appearance came back on Tuesday in Chatham-Kent. Went 2 innings of scoreless baseball.
They're going to say he went around on that one. That'll be strike 2. Here on Carlos Dominguez, it's Dominguez, Feliz, and Rempel due up for the Cards. We're having themselves a day. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the fourth. The offering from Sereno. That one misses down and away for ball number 2.
One more defensive substitution to talk about. It looks like to be Ryder Hancock into right field. So Zadunik will take Whittle's spot at first. Hancock will come into the lineup for Whittle and will come out to right field.
So the defense looks like this. Thus, Bernie and Hancock in the outfield as we await the 3-2 pitch. Misses inside for ball 4, and Carlos Dominguez, his second walk of the day. The infield now looks like this. Lenahan, Escato, Inoa, and Zadunik on the infield, although they might have made another change.
It is not Michael Escato. That is actually David Dreyers.
Yes.
Out there at short. So that is also Michael Escato's day complete.
That was going to miss inside. So Lenahan, Dreyers, and Noah Zadunik on the infield from left to right. And as you mentioned, Jaden Babiak is in behind home plate catching Sereno. The delivery, that one right gloved over by Zadunik, but he sky mails it into left field, and unable to handle it is Thus, and that'll send the runner Dominguez over to third base. A whole lot of errors for the London Majors today. It has been a calamity of errors on the day for the home side. They have just not been able to figure it out defensively, Owen.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. That'll be the 4th error on the day. Give Anderson Feliz the reach on a fielder's choice, and the error on Tucker Zadunik there to get Carlos Dominguez over to third base. So now the possible 10th run of the ball game for Hamilton just 90 feet away. Runners on the corners here with still nobody out.
That one's going to miss outside.
There's another pitch that has missed the zone. I'm not sure what is the reasoning for this. Usually these London pitchers are so great with their command. It's been a bit of an off day from everybody around. The heat could play a factor in this. It's a very hot day here in London, our first in a little bit now.
Maybe it's me.
We're not going to go that far and say that.
Here comes the 2-0. Dreyers will field it. Over for 1. Over for 2. We got him. Hamilton reaches double figures, but a much-needed double play puts 2 away here in the 7th.
Yay. Great play there from the new middle infield of David Dreyers and Christian Inoa. It does bring in a run, which is not too much of a worry right now. If you're London, you are still up. You are still down a lot. You really need the momentum here as we've gotten into the 7th inning of play. But to get those 2 outs, a very big position here for London. Now you only need the 1 out to get this inning, and then to try and get the bats fired up for the next 3.
Well, 10-0 now the score. Hamilton with the lead. Runners on the... Nobody on base, I should say. Count now 1-1. Jaden Brown reached on an error in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th. Came around to score. That one goes in there. Paints the inside edge for a strike. Brown struck out in the 5th. 1-2. It's going to be fielded away, and that's actually a pinch hitter for the Hamilton Cardinals.
Is Yoki Pena?
Yeah, it is Yoki Pena, number 12.
So he will come in for Jaden Brown.
I wish they would announce these things every now and then, or at least have it signaled up to us. The 1-2 is going to miss on the outside. We got our eyes everywhere, trying to keep an eye on stats, trying to keep an eye on everything else. The least they can do is signal up to us every now and then when there's a bit of a change. But that's just me. The 2-2. Fielded down the line. Zadunik has it skip on him. And Yoki Pena gets on base with 2 away.
Yeah, another misplay from the Majors infield. We'll see how they rule this one. It's just a high chopper that Zadunik could not find, and just when you thought you were about to get out of this inning will continue, which is not something you want for London. You still have to play Hamilton on Tuesday, so you need to try and keep the team fresh, keep the team at least relaxed and ready for the long week. You have 3 games throughout the week. Tuesday in Hamilton, Wednesday right back here against a high-flying Barrie lineup, and then right back at it on Friday.
That one's going to miss upstairs. That one is going to be sent foul down the line. And no play there for Thuss. So it is going to be a single for Yoki Pena. They did not charge an error on that play. So Yoki Pena is over there on first base. Tyler Duncan here. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of walks.
And this is the big out you need if you're Miguel Sereno, just try and get out of the inning.
That one right into the glove. And over to first. Just jogs on over there and makes the play for the final out. We are into stretch time here at Labatt Memorial Park in London. Time to stretch out the legs, and the Majors, well, they need something to go right for them because nothing has been going right for them thus far in this one. Just a couple of hits on the day, and they've only had 1 base runner since the first inning.
Yeah, it's been a big struggle. Almost reminds me about the game in Welland a couple of weeks ago, the 3-0 loss against the Jackfish, where they couldn't really get anything going offensively. It's kind of the same here. Owen Boon again out there for a 7th inning of work. He has been absolutely dialed in since the second he walked onto that pitcher's mound, and it's been exceptional from him. It's been exceptional from this Cardinals offense is kind of what we expected from this ball game, although we didn't really know what to expect from this Majors offense. It's a very dominant pitcher in Owen Boon, and we're seeing just now he's able to kind of edge them out just slightly and has really dominated this game. You have Lanahan, you have a big part of your order coming up. Christian Enoa to start it off. It goes Enoa, Babiak, and Starling Joseph. So a big kind of momentum shifter is needed here for the Majors. You see Caleb Casey right there in the bullpen as well, warming up for London. He may be coming in for this 8th inning. So big times here for the Majors with a double-digit deficit against the Hamilton Cardinals.
Oh, they need something to go right for them. It has been Boon Day, and it has been oh yay for the Hamilton Cardinals here today. As Christian Enoa, 1 for 2. Owen Boon just about to deliver pitch number 74. And it goes into the dirt for ball 1.
How about that? Only 73 pitches to 6 innings. It's not usually something.
And you say, 15, maybe 16 pitches you like to have on average to get a long day. I like to think it's between 12 and 15 to really hammer it in, as that one is skied high into the outfield. And Dominguez will get underneath it to make the catch. Well, if you divide 73 by the 6 innings that have passed, you are looking at about 12 pitches an inning. That's some solid work from Owen Boon. And quite frankly, he might go the distance in this one.
There is a very high chance that he does go the distance. You know, with Owen Boon on the mound, he's going to give you at least 6. You don't have to worry about your bullpen all too much. Even with their bullpen has been pretty good this year, only a 5.65 bullpen ERA. So you know you can trust those guys in the back half of your pitching staff. However, this has been Owen Boon's day. You're going to continue to make it.
Well, that's going to be grabbed by Herman. Climbs the ladder to make that grab, and there's 2 away just like that.
Well, again, and just continuing his efforts. As you said, only 1 base runner after the first inning, so he's only given up 3 base runners today. It really has been his day. Starling Joseph up to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts this afternoon. Look for him to try and maybe look to elevate a ball this time, trying to find a pitch up you can get at. There's a first pitch breaking ball from Owen Boon is just up high.
Well, here is Starling Joseph. He is 0 for 2. The delivery, that one's popped up. McGill has an eye on it, and he makes the catch, very nonchalant-like as well, as Owen Boon is through 7. Here at Labatt Memorial Park in London, it is a 10-0 Hamilton Cardinals lead as we head to the 8th here on Majors TV.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season, so Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch or drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine.
Welcome back. Caleb Casey comes into the ball game here for the London Majors as we head to the 8th. The line score, 10 runs on 8 hits for the Hamilton Cardinals today. 1 error charged against them. The London Majors, meantime, no runs, 2 hits, 4 errors, and that 4 spot has been a big story in this ball game, Owen.
Yeah, it has. The 2 4-run innings, both coming in the first inning and 4th inning, another 4 added on to that. It's just been a interesting game all around. It not something we expected to see from this London lineup. The pitching has calmed itself down. It's gotten back into a solid rhythm. Now with Caleb Casey, and who's had a pretty strong who's had a pretty strong season so far. The Surrey BC native has been in 5 games, only giving up 6 runs in 6 innings pitched. So look for him to continue his start to the season. A kind of inflated ERA. His ERA is up to a 9. That's only because of a couple games. 1 game where he gave up 3 runs, 1 game where he gave up 2.
Well, that's how it usually happens. You have 1 or 2, and all of a sudden, that ERA is definitely not where you want to be. And you do that in May. By the time you reach August and that number is still up there, it's very not indicative of, the recent starts that you have or the recent appearances that you have, where you might have, a couple of innings here and there making an appearance and you're getting bagels on the board the entire way. As here's Brandon Nickel, who's 2 for 4. The 0-2 is going to miss inside. Jaden Babiak gets a glove on that one. It's the 5th pitcher of the ball game for the London Majors today. Compare that to just the 1 being used by the Hamilton Cardinals. The 1-2 down the line, foul.
Yeah, and we look to the London bullpen right here is a little bit more action. Skylar Janice, usually the Majors closer. He's warming up right now in a 10-0 ball game, maybe just to get him a couple of reps. He pitched back on Sunday against the Brantford Red Sox. And
that one's laced high, deep into left field, and just in front of the warning track is Adam Fuss. That'll bring up Darlin Herman. Reached on an error back in the 4th. And that's another storyline where you talk about some of these big innings that we're seeing across the CBL. You have 1 bad inning, and it could be the difference in a ball game. For the Hamilton Cardinals, 4 runs in the 4th, but more importantly, a very long inning that allowed Owen Boon to get some breathing and not have to worry about jumping onto the mound, because Hamilton just started sending batter after batter after batter. There was a pitching change involved there too. Sent 10 batters to the plate in the 4th overall.
Yeah, there was a kind of a struggle in that inning. It's been the errors that have been kind of the main storyline here for London today. You've had so many chances to get out of innings before giving up the 1 run or just the big inning in this one, and the ball has kind of been bouncing around on them. It's been tough to make plays, especially on the infield today. So you have 5 errors total in this game, 4 of them being recorded for London. So that has been kind of the big story today.
Gets a piece of that one to stay alive.
Yeah, going into Tuesday, that's something I'm sure Roop Chainadat will talk about, trying to clean up your defensive play, just making the routine plays, and that's all it is. That's when I talk to Roop Chainadat before every game. All he says, just focus on the simple things, getting getting on base, getting the easy routine plays on the defensive side. That's all you really need to do. The flashy stuff will come here and there. It happens during the game. It's inevitable to happen, but focus on playing your style of game. Focus on getting the small things done, as Caleb Casey will get the strikeout there.
Well, and just to cut you off, you had a really good few points in there, Owen. You take a look, Tuesday, you're in Hamilton, and it's part of a very busy week. Back here on Canada Day against Barrie, back here on Friday, July 3rd against Chatham-Kent, and then you go into Christie Pitts in Toronto on July 5th. So you still got 4 games in the next 6 days coming out of this one. So being able to get a little bit of rest and just having a short memory, more importantly, is probably a big thing, because again, you've been hot. Here, not so much. I think, quite frankly, you just ran into Owen Boon. At the end of the day, that's really the storyline, I think, of this game when it comes to the London offense, or the lack thereof.
Yeah, this is definitely one game you need to kind of forget, try and regroup as you move into Tuesday. And as you said, the next couple of games, you have Hamilton on Tuesday, Barrie on Wednesday, and then Chatham and Toronto next weekend. So a couple of quality opponents as well. You lost to Chatham the last time you played them back on Tuesday. Toronto, you're 2-1 in the season series against them, and then Barrie, who is kind of chasing after you for that top spot in the lead. So a couple of big games to be played in the next week.
That one skied high. Dreyers gets a beat underneath it, and he will make the catch. That's a 1-2-3 inning from Caleb Casey as we head to the home half of the 8th. The London Majors are down big, as I believe Owen Boon will come back to the hill for his 8th inning of work. As just to continue on the thought of the games coming up, Owen, the games, as we've touched on, a lot of parity in this league, and having that short memory is going to be big because of the fact that anybody can beat anybody. You're going to go into Toronto next Sunday as a prime example. They're a last place team, but you can't play them as if they're the last place team. You have to take everybody seriously in the CBL.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this league. There are only 9 teams in it, so you see a lot of teams very often throughout the season. You play 48 games against 8 different opponents. It's very difficult, especially as you get into it later in the season. You see a lot of these players. You have a lot to kind of work off of, and especially with these next couple of games. Toronto will definitely be a very interesting one. They've already beat them in Christie Pitts before earlier this season. And coming off the 17-1 game on Friday, it'll definitely be an adjustment for Toronto. You saw them get the win today as well. That was a good start into their kind of regroup as well.
And a key with that one, too. 3 home runs from Yasiel Puig. We still don't even know that Yasiel Puig is going to be in the CBL by next Sunday. But that's another story for another day. Obviously, he's got some things to deal with in the States. That new date coming up on Tuesday, where we will pretty much learn the future of Yasiel Puig, whether or not he will continue to play in the Canadian Baseball League. But Puig aside, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they got some pretty good bats in their lineup as well. Notably, a former Rookie of the Year in Matt Fabian. I mean, Jordan Mandalay was an all-star last year as well. You can't forget about guys like Marcus Connect, who is in there too. Guys that are just trying to piece together this Maple Leafs lineup and try to figure things out along the way.
Yeah, it is a good lineup. The Toronto lineup is very good. You play at a very hitter-friendly ballpark at Christie Pitts. It's been a little unfortunate for them this season.
Well, the ironic thing is they're near last place in home runs. This is a team that was near the top of the leaderboard, if not the top of the leaderboard when it came to home runs. Season per season. They obviously had Jordan Castaldo in their lineup a year ago, as Boone still dealing here in the 8th, as It is the bottom of the order here for the London Majors. Adam Thuss is the batter here, but again, it's it's a lot to it's a head scratcher when you're playing in a hitter-friendly ballpark, because that's going to skip on over. Reyes to first in time. Another retired batter. The London Majors can't get anything on Owen Boon.
Yes, and I like your point about that. I like to kind of add on to it. That's something that nobody kind of expected this season, just how the season would really go. You have so many new players coming into the league that maybe you haven't seen before, or you haven't really looked into if you're really a fan. But however, the organizations know a lot about them. They've been studying them for a while. They kind of knew going into this what to expect from their team. Us, especially up here, maybe not as much. There wasn't really much expectations going into this season really at all from any team. It was so unexpected what would happen, and now going into it, it's almost interesting to see, because you had Toronto, a team who had made a lot of big moves. The Jordan Mandalay move, the Yasiel Puig move, a couple more added into there as well, and some people thought they were going to be really good this year with their new additions. It's kind of been the other way around. They're still trying to get back into the mix here.
And that's the whole thing, right? It's the old saying. It's why you play the games. You can have the best team on paper, but if you can't execute and put them all together, really that paper isn't as good as the tree that it came from. Jared Burney, the batter. Here's the 2-1. That one's laced and over the head of Herman. Base hit. And that is the first hit for the London Majors since all the way back in the first inning. As that didn't miss by much, though. Darlin Herman climbed the ladder again like he did in the 7th, and he nearly snagged that baseball.
Yeah, another close pay there. A little bit of an unfortunate positioning there for Darlin Herman to try and get to. However, as you said, this is a big hit for London. Their first hit since the very first inning of this ball game. You see a little bit of action in the Hamilton bullpen as well.
And look, I don't want to be like Lloyd Christmas here and say, so you're saying there's a chance. You think about the Hamilton Cardinals. This is a team that gave up 10 runs in the 9th inning in a loss to the Guelph Royals earlier on this season. So they know that even though they are up by 10 runs, and they know that even though Owen Boon has been dealing in this game, that could be the start of something, because there's no lead that is safe in the Canadian Baseball League. That one skied high. Dominguez getting underneath it, looking for it, and he will make the catch. So that is out number 2 here in the 8th inning.
And I do like that point you made, as even looking back on Friday, London in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Toronto Maple Leafs scored 9 runs before even getting an out in the inning. So again, there is obviously still a chance when you come into this. There's always a bit of hope, no matter what the score really is.
That one hops on Brandon Nickel. Over to first in time. So Owen Boon gives up the 1 hit, but nothing else. As we head to the 9th here on Majors TV, the Hamilton Cardinals, there you see it on the screen, up 10-0.
Smoke alarms expire after 10 years. Check the date and test your smoke alarm today.
A working smoke alarm is a gift the whole family can enjoy.
Follow us online at LDN ONT Fire.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching medal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Hockey isn't a game, it's a legacy. VMF Sportswear builds custom pro-level jerseys, socks, and apparel, like team hoodies and workout wear. Your colors, your crest, your identity. Create yours now.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Welcome back to Majors TV. To the 9th we go, and you see those yellow shoes. You know who that is for the London Majors. That is Skylar Janice taking over the 6th pitcher of the ball game for the home side as the first pitch is delivered into left field. Dreyers gets underneath it, and he will make the catch as he retires Rainy Reyes.
Yeah, it's good to see Skylar in this one, even though it is definitely not a save situation here for London. Just to try and get him the reps. It was a bit of a struggle back on Tuesday against Chatham. Was unable to get a run in the 3 batters he did face. Gave up 4 earned runs in the loss. So looking to get back on the right track here is Skylar Janice. This is a kind of a step into that as we get through the week. So try and keep a clean inning here if you're Skylar. Build the confidence back up.
That'll miss on the outside for strike 1 here on Carlos Dominguez. Well, it's been an afternoon. Cardinals put 4 in the first, and they haven't really looked back. That's going to miss down and in for ball number 2. Dominguez has walked twice. He hit a double back in the first inning. Actually drove in a run with that double in the opening frame. The 2-0, swing and a miss. And these two teams will play again on Tuesday. There you see the league leaders in saves. Skylar Janice, like you mentioned, Owen, not a save situation here, but leads the league in saves. Davey Mendez, Jorge De La Cruz in behind him. Kevin Escorcia for Guelph. Actually picked up his 2nd save of the season last night, as that one's deep into left field, and Thus on the run makes the catch.
Yeah, Skylar Janice has not really had a save situation in a while now. He's been kind of stuck at that 5 number right there. And
well, the thing is, when you're thinking about save situations, I mean, either it has to be a close ball game or you're coming on for at least 3 innings. And you don't see as many relievers do that, as that one's laced all the way back into the river it goes. See ya. Anderson Feliz makes it 11-0.
Well, that was a no-doubter from Anderson Feliz. You kind of knew it was going just off the sound of the bat. A hard contact right there. That's back-to-back kind of pitches from Skylar Janice where the Cardinals have generated hard contact. This time, this one will leave the park. Only the 2nd home run of the afternoon for the Hamilton Cardinals as well. So they haven't really been showing the power up until right now with Anderson Feliz, and extending the lead here, as this really builds confidence for you coming into Tuesday if you're Hamilton.
Well, that's going to miss for ball number 1. And you think about this too, and you know, I go back to Hamilton season series in Kitchener, as that one's going to be sent into left field, and it's going to bounce right in front of Thus. A base hit here for Tanner Rempel. The season series can change depending on the ballpark you play in. As I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, Hamilton, 12 home runs in 2 games in Kitchener this season. The 2 games that were played in Hamilton, by contrast, very different ball games in a very different ballpark. So if you're the London Majors, again, short memory, go into Hamilton and do unto them what they did unto you here at home this afternoon.
Yes, and another point to add to that was that you didn't really know what to expect coming into this game. This is the game that was postponed earlier in the year, so your first time facing this opponent, you get your second time in just 2 days from now, this time in a different ballpark, different atmosphere. You don't know what to expect going into Hamilton if you are London, so it should definitely be an interesting one on Tuesday, and then coming right back here on Wednesday as well, back to the home crowd of Labatt.
Hamilton up big. It's been their day as that one misses up and away. Well, again, London beyond Tuesday. Quick turnaround. 6:05 first pitch the next home game here on Canada Day against the Barrie Bay Cats. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Yolki Pena. Janice gets the sign. Babiak sets up a little bit more onto the outside. There's a swing, and it's like he just got a piece of it.
Yeah, fouled it off his, kind of the top of his foot right there where the leg guard is. Thankfully, he's got the flap right on the ton of his cleat to protect that one. Those ones are always tough to get.
It can't feel good.
No, it does not at all. I don't know if you played baseball growing up, and I'm not sure if you know the feeling of it. It's
the 3-2 chopper. It's going to go back foul, and he does it again. Well, you wear those blisters, those bruises like badges of honor. So it shows you're getting in there and you're getting right into the trenches. And no matter the situation, you're battling and you're battling hard. Pena hit a single back in the 7th inning. Rempel on first. Swing and a miss. He got him as we head to the bottom of the 9th. London Majors down by 11, and if you are Root Chanderdat and the London Majors, again, it's a game that feels way out of hand at this stage, but you really can do something to gain some momentum going into Tuesday at minimum.
Yeah, there is definitely a time to try to get something going. We actually do have a pitching change, so Owen Boon will not finish out this game.
Actually kind of disappointed at that, but it is what it is. As that is Casey Boulier-Howard that will come in for the 9th inning.
So just to give him a little bit of action, his last action came back on Friday where he only faced 2 batters against the Kitchener Panthers, gave up a hit in his inning and a third, as he's only had 5 innings of work across 5 games.
And I just have to point this out. Because he has the 2 names, and it's a long, long name, I got to give credit to the Stitchers who can get the font that small and get it as centered as they can onto that jersey. That is a tough thing to do. You can easily put 4 letters, Boon, smack it right on the middle. That's fine. But to get that many letters in the arch and to get it onto the jersey like that, credit to the equipment staff for the Hamilton Cardinals to do that. It is not easy to do because you got to still find the lettering. There's a font size you got to take into account. There's a whole lot of preparation that goes into making that jersey.
Yes, there is. And it's always so fascinating to kind of see how it goes, everything about it. As you look at the numbers for Boulier-Howard right there, and
doesn't walk anybody. Doesn't walk anybody at all.
Yet to walk anybody so far this season, and we'll see how London can adjust against him. They have 3 more outs left to survive in a 11-run ball game, and you start off with Zadunik. You go Zadunik, Lenahan and then Inoa to try and keep this game rolling.
The offering goes in just under the knees for ball one. Tucker Zadunik 0 for 3. And what a day it was for Owen Boon. That one misses. Just the 4th time around the order for the London Majors today. The 2-0, that'll go in there for a strike.
Yeah, not a lot of offense today.
Just facing 4 above the minimum did Boone today. As that one's sent into left field, and that's going to drop foul. And just on the other side of the line.
Yeah, just about a foot and a half off the baseline. Would have been the 4th hit of the day. Zadunik could have probably stretched that to 2 bases as well with where he kind of put that baseball.
Howard gets set. Here comes the 2-2. Skied high. Tyler Duncan calling for it, and he'll make the catch in left center. And the London Majors, that's the first out. And here comes Trent Lenahan.
Lenahan's kind of struggled today as well. 0 for 2. A walk and a strikeout, as well as the fly out to center his last time up.
He'll flare that one foul. Well, it's a game that had to be, it has to happen sometimes. You can't go 48-0 in this league. That one misses into the dirt. 8-1 at home. Last home loss coming back at the end of May against Guelph. Winners of 5 straight games here at Labatt Park. Some of them with authority. The 1-1. That one's put into right field. It's got some distance all the way back, but Carlos Dominguez will catch it, and the London Majors are down to their final outs.
Yeah, going back to your point, 8-1 at home. They've won 5 of the last 6 games as the London Majors, so they've had a lot of momentum coming into tonight. And actually, sorry, they've won 6 of their last 7 games. Sorry, so a lot of momentum coming into it.
That one's going to go down the line. That's a fair ball. Christian Inoa gets in with a 2-out single. And just getting news now that Yasiel Puig, and we touched on it earlier in the broadcast, Owen, where we didn't know if he was actually going to be part of the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup when the Majors go in next Sunday. Make no secret about it, he's dealing with some court proceedings in the United States. Supposed to go in on Tuesday, but being told, breaking news, that has been delayed until late July. So Yasiel Puig, barring the unforeseen, as Inoa is just going to advance. Some indifference there shown by the Hamilton Cardinals. So, barring anything unforeseen, Yasiel Puig's got another month and a little bit here in the Canadian Baseball League.
Yeah, so a little more action for him. I'm sure it's nice for the Toronto fans to continue to see him in action as well.
And I'm sure the fine folks of the CBL Changeup will be touching on that in this week's episode. Did he go around? He did indeed, and that's going to do it. The London Majors, the home winning streak is snapped. Boon Day. It was a day. The Hamilton Cardinals come into Labatt Memorial Park and blank the London Majors 11-0. As Owen Boon goes 8 innings, gives up 3 hits, and it was just a day. It has been unbelievable what we saw here in this ballpark, because Owen Boon has been around these parts for a long time, second year with the Hamilton Cardinals, and quite frankly, he's the story of this ball game. On top of, and we'll touch on this in just a second, Owen, the calamity of issues on defense for the Majors in this game today. But first off, let's touch on Owen Boon. 8 strong innings. He shoved here against the London Majors.
Yes, he did. And Boon Day turned a little bit into doomsday. If you're the London Majors, it was a very strong performance from him today. 8 scoreless innings against the London Majors. Really kind of putting a stop to this offense right there as you look at the scoreboard right here as well. It was a very strong day all around from the Hamilton Cardinals, and kind of stopping the momentum from these London Majors, as you said, have won their last 5 straight home games. They've won their last 6 of 7 games. So now going into Tuesday, a little bit more confidence for these Hamilton Cardinals to see if they can get back-to-back wins here against this high-flying Majors team. Majors are only now a half a game up over the Barrie Bay Cats for the top spot in the CBL. They will play on Wednesday. That will be a very exciting matchup as well. We'll see if London can kind of regroup from today, make adjustments, and continue to try and keep their success that they've had through the first 20 games of the year. So interesting to see what adjustments they will make on going into Tuesday and throughout the rest of the week. Look for them to try and maybe tweak a few things with this lineup as well, maybe their bullpen action as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach this week and kind of get into a better rhythm after today.
Just to touch on that other point I wanted to bring up, Owen, 4 errors on defense, and a lot of them turning into runs the other way as well. So, some stuff to clean up, quite frankly.
Yeah, a little bit of cleanup needed for this London Majors defense. It was a bit of a struggle today. A lot of mistakes and errors being made, and a lot of they've kind of lost the chemistry today, I guess, a little bit. And now going into Tuesday, it's a different ballpark that some of these players have not played at yet in their baseball careers. It'll be interesting to see how they approach Tuesday, both on the defensive side and offensive side.
Well, we are through here at Labatt Memorial Park in Guelph. The final score, 11-0. The Hamilton Cardinals come in and blank the London Majors. For Evan Fredrickson at field level, for Owen Taylor, my broadcast partner today, my name is Mark Perry, saying so long from Labatt Memorial Park. We will see you back here on Canada Day.